All right, and we're rolling. I'm here with Kyle Holloway. He's a childhood friend of mine, known him since we were 10. Hey, Kyle, is your dog still racist? Like, what's going on with that?
I mean, great question, Shawn. That's how we want to grab attention right away. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to be fair, we didn't really teach him that. That was just ingrained in him. You know how they used to be wolves? I don't know how many darker people they've seen when they were wolves, but I just don't think there was that many. That's all.
All right.
Yeah.
I just remember I was at your house because Kyle has a dog, Bruce. Bruce is at how old right now?
He's 1.
Okay, so Bruce is 1, and yeah, so they got him like you got him a couple months old, right?
Yeah, like when you're able to get him.
Okay,
basically.
And then I remember like I met Bruce almost right away when they got him, but Kyle was like, "Oh man, like he's barking at colored people," and then after that, he's like, I don't think Bruce, you know how this makes me look or whatever.
That's exactly it. That guy's so selfish. I was like, you can do whatever you want, but this makes me look like I trained you to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's friendly. Ooh, what's your religious beliefs though? He's pretty particular about that. Yeah.
To be fair, he barked like right at me too. Right away.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's a good dog. He's just got caught up in the wrong crowd, I think. And
he's very white, Kyle. Your dog's very white.
You know, I don't know if he watches Fox News when we're not home, but like I don't know where he's getting this mindset from. It's quite weird. Yeah.
Kyle's not a racist, guys. Come on.
No, I'm not a racist, and I wouldn't even know how to train my dog to do that. That would be impressive, though.
Train a dog to be racist?
Yeah, if it was like real specific minorities.
Yeah. Right on.
That wouldn't be funny.
Kyle's literally one of the funniest people I've known. I've been telling him for many years he should write down his bits and just go for it and do some like stand-up acts or things like that. I mean, some of the funniest moments in my life are just offhand things he would say or just one-liner things that would come up like at a party. I mean, this one time I remember we're at this party and I'm Chinese, like I'm born and raised in Calgary, but I'm Chinese, and this girl comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, hey, are you Japanese?" And then Kyle just chimes in. He's just like, "Of course he's Japanese, but he's Chinese to be specific."
That's a classic.
Oh man! But what was actually alarming was that like went over the girl's head, and then that's when I'm like,
she was like felt like she got educated. Like, well, I'm sorry, konnichiwa, for offending you. Yeah.
What was worse was this was a university party, so I'm thinking like, wow,
yeah,
a lot of kids are stupid.
Must have been fresh in a university, I guess.
Yeah, it was first year.
Yeah, right. Still getting the hang of it, you know.
Yeah. So Kyle, right now you're doing real estate?
I am, yeah. Full-blown realtor now. It's amazing. It's super busy right now. I know everyone's...
What firm do you work for?
I work... so my brokerage is EXP, but I'm with the BRIX Real Estate Group. I'm actually repping the hoodie today, too. That's cool.
All right.
Free promo. Right. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I made the change full-time, and it's been great. I mean,
your info's on Instagram and everything like that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
yeah.
we'll put down the information down later. If you guys looking for a realtor, residential, like
residential, yeah. Our whole team we do rural as well as commercial, but myself, I'm just licensed in residential. That's my wheelhouse. So, yeah.
Sweet. Looking to sell a house, sell a condo, buy a house, buy a condo.
Yeah.
I mean, hit up Kyle. Very personable, knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And definitely do that up.
Even if you just want to grab a beer, I can write those off now. So like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a great guy to drink with for sure. You don't always have to talk about houses, you know?
No, that's true. Yeah, we can talk about anything and everything, kind of like this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, by the way. You introduced me, said all these kind words, and I'm just like, acts about me. No, so thank you very much. This is fun. I like this.
Oh yeah. No, but like, I mean, I've been telling you for years, man, you need to write down your bits. And actually like form it into a stand-up act because of all like a lot of comedians I see all the time, I'm like, dude, like totally Kyle can do this too. And
nice,
and like I laugh more just naturally off the cuff, like, you know, like I always said you're like the funniest guy I know, literally, like be on TV and stuff.
Man,
but obviously they literally treat it like a job. So
I mean that's the kind of thing like I find I thrive on the actual scenarios, right? I don't want to say it's necessarily like off the cuff. You know, you got your preloaded stuff you can throw in there when it's appropriate, but yeah, just kind of playing on the situation. So it's almost like I need a situation. That makes me sound like I'm doing improv. Someone give me a location, and a job and a type of poodle. No, we're not doing that. But like, yeah, it's more just like hanging out, situations that are actually happening, not like fabricated or like set up. You know what I mean? That's where I thrive, because there is comedy in everything.
Oh yeah.
You laugh at everything or you laugh at nothing. Those are my rules. Even if it's super inappropriate, which is sometimes the funniest.
Oh man, what was I thinking? Like one time you met Dave Attell too, right? Like you were in New York, and then you met Dave Attell.
I did.
And then you were actually chumming up with him, and then like what happened? You guys were drawing like penises on a table or something, and then that's how the conversation started. Or?
Yeah, so we were in the Village, and we were visiting a guy who worked in the comedy industry. So we were checking out a show. There was time in between shows, so we were just upstairs drinking, and then in walks Dave Attell. And in New York, nobody gives a fuck who you are.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, Dave Attell's pretty like no one cared. No one was like, shit, it's Dave Attell.
No. And like any other place, it's like, holy shit, you're that guy from that thing. But like in New York, they're just like, well, especially Dave Attell, they're just like, ooh, I wouldn't serve that homeless man. Yeah. But no, he just walks in as if he's...
Like you didn't care either?
Oh, no, I knew who he was right away. I'm not from New York.
Like
I'm like, yo, that's Dave Attell.
So you did fanboy a little bit.
Oh, I fanboyed a bit. But then my buddy actually knew him. And he was just
Is this
like,
Frenchie?
No, I wish. Man, I'd love to party with Frenchie. Oh man, yeah. Another friend, he wrote for Louis C.K., but just name dropping. Hopefully I got a good floor over here.
Yeah. Frenchie's, is this his real name, or is it just...
We're just going to keep it as Frenchie.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, no way your parents named you Frenchie.
Well,
like,
I don't know. You've seen how funny he is. Maybe his parents were just as funny as he is.
Actually, yeah, the more I think about it.
Yeah, Frenchie Guy. Yeah, or Guy Frenchie. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, dude. But yeah, so Dave Attell walks in, and he just sits down and starts having a beer with us. But at the spot, they got like chalk tables. So you just grab a chalk, and of course, Dave Attell's not missing a beat. He's just like, so I guess we just all draw dicks. That's probably what we do, eh? And I was like, well, sure, yeah. I suck at drawing so bad. So I start drawing, and everyone else draws a fucking dick. Mine is so bad. It's like this big and like so compact. And Dave just rips into me. He's just like, that is the most Irish looking cock I've ever seen in my life. God. And I was like, fuck me, is this a direct representation of how it is? Like, is that how I see my own? I hope nobody else sees it like that. That's just... I was like, can I get a napkin to wipe this off?
You carved it, Kyle. There's no napkinning this. You carved it.
Yeah, very abstract art, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, Kyle has some, like, funny adventures. We have funny times. Just whenever I think back, there's just endless moments I can pull out of my head. Like, I remember there was this one time... It's winter time, like pre-COVID, right before we're at this bar in the southwest of Calgary, and like we're playing pool, and this dude walks in. I remember, and he's tall, skinny, but he has like a thick neck. All right, and I noticed in the corner of his ears they're kind of cauliflower, just a little bit. But so I'm like looking at this guy, like, okay, he's obviously a fighter. But so we start playing pool, and then this dude, he's completely wasted, and to be honest, he was being a bit of an asshole, but. He comes up and like we're all wearing kind of like tight shirts, like the way I'm wearing now, I guess. But this guy's tall and skinny, like I said, and he kind of has on like his baggy like Walmart kind of t-shirt kind of thing. And
right,
I don't know why, like he interrupts our pool game and just goes right up and he's like, "Oh, hey, I could never fit into your guys' shirts. Like, could you fit into mine?" You know, and then I'm thinking like, what a weird way to start a conversation.
Yeah.
And then later on, I swear, like we look to the right, and he's saying the same thing again to another set of dudes. Like, oh hey, like I couldn't fit into your shirt. Like that's his opening script to like ultimately try to start a bar fight.
That's his icebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, and then I just remember he starts like kind of like literally interrupting our game, and I don't know how it came up. He's like, "Oh, I do Muay Thai," you know. And then, but I looked at him like, "This guy does Muay Thai." Like he's being a prick, but he definitely does it. And then I ask him, "Hey, man, like, what's your name?" And then, but he's like, "Well, my fight name's the Magician." And then like, fuck, you chimed in out of nowhere?
I don't know why he was just chirping us, so I just decided to chirp him right back. So he's just like, "Oh yeah, my name was the Magician." I was like, "The Magician? What was your secret powers? Making women's sex drives disappear?"
Oh man. Yeah, anyway, I just remember that next thing you know what, Kyle and this guy are like taking the shirts off and trying on each other's shirts.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, it goes without saying I was very drunk and obviously played right into his play.
We kind of all did. Well, not really me, because like at this point, like I'm a huge MMA fanatic, and so I got his real name. I Googled him, and I remember just kind of like, all right, Kyle, like this guy's legit. I mean, he's a prick right now, but you know, I'm kind of showing him as like his fights or whatever, and you know, you're like, that's a Wikipedia page, man. Like anyone can make up those numbers.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm questioning your MMA expertise while you're online looking at it. Like, I'm like, nah, man, you don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. And at the time, I'm like, okay, now here's the YouTube video of his actual fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still like, that can't be real.
And I'm like, I got like 100 pounds on this guy.
Yeah,
it's
well, you probably
fine.
did. Yeah,
yeah, it probably did.
This guy's tall though. Like Kyle's like 5'10", 5'9", but like stocky, you know.
Yeah.
Built like Mark McGuire, probably like 240, 230, like, you know, like, hold on, like, I'm not saying you're fat. I'm saying you're big. Like,
I
like,
get it.
Just big dude. Yeah. This guy's like probably 6'2", 6'3", but like, he's skinny. I mean, I maybe say like 160 or whatever.
I don't know. You know, I don't know what anybody weighs at all. I think that's quite obvious by now. I have no idea. I thought everybody weighed 200 pounds all the time. I thought that was an average weight.
Yeah, you were like already jacked and stocky in high school at 200 pounds.
I was just a heavier guy, man. Like, and I didn't even realize it because I just hung out with everybody and. Yeah, and I didn't really realize it until, what was that, one volleyball game. Our friend's dad shows me a photo. He's like, hey, Kyle, which one of these looks like it doesn't belong? And I was like, oh my God, is that what I look like?
You look like the pro player who came in to like do a little seminar for junior high kids. like that's
just full beard and mustache, just waxing teenagers. Yeah. No.
But anyway, this magician guy, his nickname's Magician. Anyway, Kyle and him are like trading shirts, and like this guy's shirt's so small, and Kyle's like, because he's trying to like put it on, it's kind of like ripping off. Anyway, and then next you know, it gets into like a jug of beer chugging contest. I don't know how that's happened, and so they start chugging like
because it was closing time. It was closing time.
Is that
and
what
they're
happened?
like, yeah, we're not gonna leave these beers. And I was like, well, I'm not pussy, and he's just like, me neither.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
classic bro shit. Anyway. The bartender, I remember, didn't even try to stop us. He's like, oh my God, it's the magician guy again. Like, he's like,
yeah, it's like he's seen him. He's a regular.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, guys, just don't fight in here. You know, it's like basically like negligently sends us out into like the cold. It's like snowing.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then at that point, I remember telling Kyle, I was like, hey man, like, because at this point they're gonna go, right? But you know, it's still kind of friendly. It's not personal. It's just
cordial. Yeah.
Just you know, back in the day would have been a duel with a slap in the face with a glove kind of thing, but no one had a glove.
They shot each other. That was what a duel was.
Okay,
nobody's pulling out pistols, but
okay. Well, what era was that when people were like, "Oh, sir, I can't stand this disrespect,"
a duel.
And then they whip out the glove and
that was the start of it. But then they ended up shooting each other. But
okay.
Anyway,
I'm thinking of Three Musketeer eras, like a duel. Anyway, but this is like
there's a pistol duel and a
2017
sword
duel or whatever. But we go outside into the snow, and then it's him and his buddy Kyle and me and Cass, and and then afterwards I just remember like, Kyle, don't go through with this, and Kyle's like, no, I can take this guy. But then like
I don't remember any of this, by the way.
Kyle looks back and then he's like, did he just take his shoes off and bow?
Yeah, that's, man, if I would have noticed that, that would have been like, I know you were telling me he's a pro fighter. Like, here's his record. Here's him fighting. And I was like, that's all fake. But if I would have saw him take off his shoes in the winter to fight some stranger and bow in the snow.
You were kind of drunk, but you told me, like,
I don't remember that.
Like I was there. You looked at me and you're like, oh man, he might actually know something. Like he just took off his shoes and bowed.
That was the last thought in my mind.
Yeah, but it made no sense because, you know, like the guy, like we're in snow and this guy actually like removes his shoes and then bows, and then, you know, and then I'm probably like, well, you know, if he bowed, we can't back out now.
Yeah, you're like, well, those are the rules.
I tried to warn you when I showed you his fight record and his YouTube page and this and that. But now that he bowed, like, it's just rude if we back out now. Yeah. But sure enough, the fight starts, and at first, like, Kyle picks this guy up and just dunks him on his head, and I'm just like, yes, like for a second, like,
he's got a chance.
Oh man, I'm like, whoa man, I'm like, pro nothing magician, you suck. And then like right as I say that, the guy like a anaconda like takes Kyle's back and then just strangles him.
Choked me the fuck out. I remember I woke up in Cass's apartment, like still absolutely wasted. My throat killed. I was just like so out of it still. And I stumbled into the kitchen and I was like, oh my God, my head hurts. But really what hurts is my neck. And they're like, yeah, I bet. And I was like, what do you mean you bet? I was like, whose teen burger is this? They're like, that's yours, man. I was like, no way. And they're like, you don't remember anything? I was just like, nah, really. And they're like, uh-oh, we should get you checked out.
I remember trying on a little girl's t-shirt, and then next thing you know, I'm here eating a teen burger, and my mouth hurts.
Fuck, that's just one of many, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We've had some times.
Yeah. Anyway, that guy turned out to be all right after. I don't know. He just had pent-up steam, because like after he won, he didn't gloat. He actually bowed again and was like, oh, it was a good fight, buddy. And,
yeah.
But again, I'm like, is that your thing? You go around telling people like, you know, like,
I mean, if idiots like me are going to fall for it
or something.
Yeah, he was just playing to my ego, obviously, and that worked.
Yeah,
because I was like, I'm like double this kid's weight for sure. Let's see what's up, and I did. So needless to say, that was my first amateur MMA debut. Yeah, and I'm 0-1.
Hey, you were winning the round until
I got points. I got points. The MMA doesn't go by points, but you know what I mean.
Yes. But the funny thing in my memory was just the way, if we had a camera, like it literally looked like a Street Fighter 2 video game scene, because there's like snow. Me and Cass are in the back going like doing this, like, you know,
someone's backyard.
Yeah. That's the location.
Yeah, it was. It was behind a bar near someone's yard.
Yeah, it's not countries. It's
yeah. Southwest bar fight. Yeah,
actually, that'd be the true, in my opinion, like real Street Fighter video game. Like you're actually on the street.
Yeah,
like,
not a military base and stuff.
Yeah, or different countries, just different avenues. Like Aspen fight, Thorncliffe fight.
You're right, though. I remember. It was very weird, like all wrapped up. I remember Nicole called Cass because she was just like, "Where are you guys? You seem later than normal. Didn't the bar close?" And Cass so calmly is just like, yeah, hey babe, we're just gonna get pizza. Hey, do you want to come watch Kyle fight this stranger in the backyard of some guy's house? And she's just like, what? Yeah, he's about to. She's like, what do you mean you're about to? Is this a scheduled match? And I was like, yeah, actually, man, from the outer lens of like somebody else just on looking, they're just like, what is wrong with these guys?
That guy, whoever's lawn we were on, definitely could see the whole thing, like front row. Like,
oh yeah, well, they were asleep. It was like 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah. So funny though. I remember Nicole, because she's such a like natural mom. She was like, "Okay, well, I'll give you guys some teen burgers. You guys want teen burgers when we come back from your street brawl?"
Yeah, and that's where it is in the morning.
Yeah. We're like, "Yeah, please." Right.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be home soon. Kyle's just got to fight this pro MMA. Oh, okay.
Oh God. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, but Kyle, you also used to do like a load of traveling, like yeah, because you worked at WestJet for like the longest time.
I did, yeah. I was at WestJet for like 13 years. So
yeah. You were one of their most like traveled employees, I think, or something.
Oh,
right?
There's people that like really took advantage of those flight benefits for sure.
Yeah.
So.
But you got your fair share in.
Oh yeah, I did a bunch. Yeah, I saw so many different countries I would have never seen otherwise. I think my favorite wasn't even necessarily the big long hauls, though. It was more or less just like getting away to do like a quick day trip. Like I went to New York just for a baseball game, you know, like you go to San Francisco, watch a baseball game, come back the same day. I've been to Vegas and not bought a hotel numerous times. I've been to
with you for the one.
Yeah, you were with me with that one. I've been to bachelor parties where I literally vaguely know somebody who knows the guy just because they're like, "Hey man, you want to go to Vegas?" And I was like, Yeah,
why not? Yeah.
Okay, sure. What day? And they're like, it's on a Wednesday. I was like, I'll see you there.
Yeah, and like you were like not the best friend to tell your friends where you were going, because like I would mistakenly call you sometimes, and you're like, oh hey, I'm in Greece, you know, and I'm like, what? Oh geez, you know, like because a lot of people like big vacations is a big deal, you know. But,
yeah, there's build up, right? But
yeah, tell me about that Greece trip, because I remember you calling me in the middle of like the night in Canada, in Calgary time. And and you're just kind of like in this frantic haze. It literally sounded like the storyline of Euro Trip, the movie.
Yeah, I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because like you drank, what's that super crazy hallucinogen alcohol? Absinthe or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you met some random Greece guy who ended up like taking you around like a pretty nice car and all these like back alley club situation type
Yeah.
thing. And I don't even know how they even started. I don't even know how you ended up there.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was the thing.
Just to clarify, the random Greece guy that was buying me nice things and driving me in his car was actually hooking up with my female friend. Just Shawn has a tendency to somehow deliver it in a way different sentence.
In a gay way.
In a very gay way, yeah. But yeah, he's not wrong. He just left out some details. So this guy was awesome. He was like a tour guide. He was showing us, like, we were in Athens, to be specific. And he showed us the nightlife that was just, it's still to this day probably one of the craziest nightlife scenes I've been a part of. It was nuts. Like, we party hard here, but like, man, they just don't have any rules over there.
Yeah,
like clubs don't shut down. Like, I was on a beach, like a pier nightclub. We got there real early. I thought we were having dinner. Like, it was still light out, and then all of a sudden we just start drinking, like at bottles after bottles, right?
Yeah.
Well, party favors here and there, and then before I know it, it's the morning again, and I'm just like, "When's the last call?" And they're like, "We'd have never heard of that. What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's why your economy's crumbling. Nobody does anything." That place was shockingly cool, but also like, oh god,
I was remember you calling me like 2 nights in a row at midnight, and like you thought it was the same day, but I was getting used to you calling me. I was getting used to you calling me like at that time, like, oh, here we go, what's the update? You know, like,
what is happening over there? It is not normal behavior.
Oh god,
yeah. That place is I hope to God they were the birthplace of democracy, right? All this civilization and stuff. Yes. I hope to God that is not a glimpse into the future, because it is pretty run down over there.
Is it like what would I say? Is it like Mad Max style almost?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah,
I know a bunch of people that just went to Greece recently, and
islands are super nice and all that stuff. Athens itself, it's like, you know,
it's kind of rough now.
Big dirty city, really rough. Yeah, but it's still super fun. Don't get me wrong. Like,
hey man, that's where all the gods came from, bro.
Yeah, I think it was probably. I don't know the mythology updates, but I wonder what they'd be now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Craximus. This guy's really good, but only for like 15-minute bursts. Yeah. Don't worry, he'll get back at it again. He's just got to find resources.
Craximus. Oh god. Yeah. There's like all these gods, like god of whatever, Aphrodite, like Zeus, like Poseidon, and Craximus.
Craximus is just hitting the pipe. Yeah. Yeah. Really the best that's ever done it, though. Yeah.
Oh man.
See, God, I am God with this crack pipe.
Well, I'd say Craximus is going to town and like on the world right now post COVID, I would say. I mean,
yeah, I think probably shit. I mean, nothing else to do. People are like, oh man. Yeah. What else do I do, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I hear like California, like the beaches are just pretty messed up over there.
Vancouver too, yeah.
Is it? It's pretty messed up over there.
Right, I mean, I've just been seeing reels and stuff. Obviously, that's not like the direct news source, but kind of is in a way where it's pretty unfiltered. But yeah, Hastings and stuff, tent cities down there, and it's pretty rough. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Speaking of tent city, fuck. Do you remember our Hawaii trip back in the day? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, that was crazy.
That was another fun one.
Yeah,
yeah. So
and again, I remember I delivered some poor delivery. I was trying to say one thing and it turned out so gay.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
Yeah, nothing wrong with gay stuff.
I remember it very well because just for backstory, we go to Hawaii, right? It was with my ex-girlfriend and Shawn. And we can camp on the beach there. So the flight's cheap, and also camping's like $8 a day. So
great call on that.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, Shawn.
Except you packed me the smallest tent.
I was like, no. So my mom won this golf tournament or whatever, like a door prize, and it was a tent. And I was like, okay, we got our tent. And dude, my mom just won this brand new tent, so you can have it. Thinking it'd be perfect, right? We get it unpacked, and it's literally like a child's tent. Shawn goes to bed, and
it's literally 5 feet by 5 feet.
Yeah, his knees are like out of the tent. And I was like, oh, I feel bad for him. I was like, but it's twice. Not like it's bad weather. And then in the morning, I wake up, and it's a campsite, right? So there's families there. I wake up in the morning, I look over at Shawn's tent. He's still half out of his tent. His legs are dangling
There's like bugs going into my tent.
There was a Power Wheels toy parked on the tent where his head is. Yeah. So it's just leaning on your head. And I was like, Shawn, you good? He gets up, the Power Wheels toy just backs away. And he's just like, yeah, I didn't sleep much. I was like, yeah, I wonder why. why. It doesn't look too dreamy in there.
Oh man.
But I remember exactly what you're talking about when you're like, oh man, there's got to be a better way to say that.
Oh.
So the dude that runs the firewood, he was going around getting everybody, what they need to start fires and stuff. But he's a surfer, dude. All he does is surf and work out, and
there was just loads of like beach bums there.
Totally.
Everywhere I looked in this area we were camping. I don't even remember where it was. It was outside Oahu, right? No, wait. Oahu's the island. Sorry, we were in Waikiki. It was outside Waikiki, right?
Yeah, it was North Shore.
North Shore. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But I remember Kyle was telling me about. He's like, "Hey, dude, check out this thing. It's called Tent City. It's literally like 17th Ave of Calgary, like worth of just abandoned cars.
Yeah.
But all you see out in the oceans, all these surf bums, but they're all like clearly doing meth. and so they're just like high surfing, but all of them are just ripped, like shredded, like 6-pack, like lean chest, everything. But
no extra calories, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't even know what they eat other than meth, I guess. But I just remember the guy working at the campground for probably some scrap cash or whatever to fund his lifestyle.
Yeah.
He always brought us like firewood and everything. Yeah. And then I'm just like, I forget what his name was, but I'm like, oh man, that guy that brought us wood is ripped.
Yeah, I think it was something like, man, what did you say? You're like, did anybody else notice that the guy that gave us wood is jacked? And I was like, man, do you hear what you say out loud in your own head? Or you just, there's got to be a better way to say it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Are we still doing phrasing?
Phrasing?
It's from Archer.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fuck, love that show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was a wild trip too. I mean, just even the skydiving that came out of nowhere.
Oh man, we did the skydiving and Shark Tank diving in the same day.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
My God.
And I puked into the sea.
Yeah,
I got so seasick, and then
we did it. We made it. The checklist of what they told us not to do was the checklist we did.
Yeah.
It was like, don't get drunk the night before. And I was like, well.
We got very
big
drunk the
check.
night before.
Yeah. Like, don't have a heavy breakfast. And you're like, well, I knew a famous burrito place up there, so heavy breakfast check.
Yeah. Kona burrito.
Yeah. Like if you get seasick on boats, then I think Shawn was just like, I don't know if I do. Turns out he does. Yeah. Like pretty bad. Mm. And then I remember them being like, okay, this is we're just gonna drop the cage in, and he's like not even set up, and Shawn's already like jumping in the cage, and I was like, what the fuck? And he's just like, if I don't get in, I'm not gonna get in. He's like, I had to get in first. I had to like get the experience in, because he was like, if I was on that boat any longer, you were gonna puke.
I just remember also like doing the dumbest thing. I grabbed the seawater to try to rinse my mouth out.
That was after you got out of the tank.
Yeah, because I puked into the sea like
you
really
chummed
bad.
The water, basically.
Yeah, that's what it's called?
Well, yeah, like if you throw fish guts to attract sharks. So you chummed the water, and then we're like, and you're so out of it that like you're leaning all over the boat and you're dipping your hand in. First of all, you're rinsing your mouth with salt water. Second of all, you just chummed the water of shark-infested waters, and you're just dipping your hand in it. And I remember the captain's just like watching the people in the tank, and then he just slightly looks over and he's just like, what in the fuck are you doing? Like, what is wrong with you? Oh God, it was funny.
I just remember being like, no, don't. And then you like ran, because you're kind of at the front of the boat. You're talking to some like Dutch family, and then you like run over, and then I remember I thought you were there to help me, and you like sprint over, and first thing you do is whip out your camera. You start taking all these pictures of me just like puking my guts out.
Yeah, I was like, I can't help him at this point, but I could definitely document it. I remember that Dutch family is just like, what a nice friend you are. And I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Hold his hair? Rub his back? Like, he's going to appreciate the photo more than a fucking rubbing of back. Like, come on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of trips together, actually. Holy. It's turned into like a travel podcast episode, eh?
Yeah.
Remember Dominican? That was a good time too.
Yeah, that was a good
Mexico.
time. Yeah, Mexico was a good time. Dominican, the resort was amazing. But I remember when we left the resort, that guy just like wouldn't leave us alone.
Yeah, he makes his money by trying to be an amateur tour guide. But whatever, it's all good. I mean,
but like a bunch of dumb kids that couldn't remember what they were taught in kindergarten, like don't talk to strangers. We talked to this stranger. We got into whatever cab he told us to get into. Next thing you know, I'm like, hey, you give us a tour of downtown Dominican Republic. And and this guy just kept hanging out all day. And then towards the end, it's like, gave him some cash, but man, he's like, that's not enough. And then I'm like,
never,
let's run.
It never is it? It never is. And then in Mexico, we were staying at like a cheap place, like 3-star hotel. I remember I ordered room service, and I'm so wasted again. Seems like I say that a lot already. But I remember the room service gets delivered, and the waiter comes. He looks at me. He's just like, "Huh, Canelo." Huh? And I was like, "Shawn, what is he saying?" He's like, "He thinks you look like Canelo Alvarez." I was like, "Yeah, I'm Canelo Alvarez, and I'm staying at a 3-star hotel, and I have my breakfast. And also, look at me. There's no fucking way I'm in boxing shape. Like, get out of here. I get it." I guess anybody that's white with freckles is Canelo down there.
You kind of resemble Canelo on that trip. I mean,
maybe back in
I don't know
the
what it
day.
was with the sun. Like your hair was definitely more red or whatever. But I don't know. I just with you, it's always like hilarious one-liners too, or you just roasting people where they don't really realize that they're being roasted. Like that time your car got towed downtown, and then I had to drive you to go pick up the car, and then it was so inconvenient. And then what'd you say to the guy? Like the whole system of anyone's gotten their car towed. No, it's an absolute hassle.
Clusterfuck for sure. It's so infuriating.
Man, but what'd you say to the guy when he's like
when I was digging pavement?
Yeah. Like, where do I leave a tip?
Yeah, I was like, is there a tip function? They're just like, is there a what?
The guy actually thought for real. He
saw his eyes light up. I could try to find one. I was like, obviously, I'm joking with you. This experience has not been great. He's like, do you want a receipt? And I was just like, absolutely. I'd love a free souvenir.
Yeah.
And remember, it was so cold out, and I can see my car.
Yeah.
But they insisted that they shuttle us.
Yeah.
But I'm not even joking. It was like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
And he's just like, here, get in and I'll drive you there. I was like, it's right there. And he's like, I have to drive you. I was like, do you? I can literally spit and hit my car. Like, let's just walk. And it was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Yeah, no, I just remember you, me, and Cass all took turns getting our car towed within 1 month of each other. So by then we had the system down. We knew exactly how long it was going to take. We just went right to the place.
Do not recommend.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Ugh.
So what's been new with you, man? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. You guys getting the bar going?
Just busy getting the bar going.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot of work. Other than that, Cass and I are both still bartending in our respective bars. So just a bunch of industry guy living for now.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely busy times. And now we're launching this podcast here. This is the fun part, I guess. This is what I've always wanted to do. Just chat with people.
For sure.
Exactly. But like I said, update from last week, we're going to be beginning construction October. And hopefully be done 3 months. And late January, we should be opening 201 10th Ave. It's the Uptown condo building. There's a Van Gogh statue there. The corner unit is us. It's going to be called Kaks Bar and Podcast. So definitely take a look.
It's the building with he says Van Gogh statue, but it's the one where it's like the business guy and half of him's missing. So it looks like he's barely hanging on to it. It's really cool.
Yeah, like I'll put the address down. But yeah, the bar itself will be like right now we're messing around with our food concept and everything.
Cool.
I mean, but standard food, pub food will be there available for sure.
Nice.
And the fun part is like I'm looking forward to kind of allowing guests to do this too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just gotta make sure like they're not too wasted. I don't want some guy coming on and then all of a sudden he's just spewing. Talking about stuff that I don't want to hear about,
right?
Like his Tupperware collection or something. I'm
right.
Like, get out of here.
Yeah, you need to leave. No, that'll be sweet because you'll have such a diverse group, right? You got your vendors, you got your liquor reps, you got like even just customers, man. Be like, hey, I hear you live in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Flames games especially. Oh hey, by the way, like you're big into hockey. Like I mean, like I follow the Flames when we're winning.
That's smart. Hey, support is support.
Okay, but what's the deal with I'm not okay. We lost Kachuk and Gaudreau, but like what's going on with the new guys? Are they good? Was this a good trade?
Yeah, they're
good.
good.
Are we in good shape?
We're in real good shape.
I mean, we made the playoffs so far last year.
Yeah, we're in good shape. I think a lot of people were kind of just like in a honeymoon phase with Kachuk, and Gaudreau's like a likable guy, but I mean, they're both awesome players. They're really they're fun to watch, but I think people are going to be pretty excited to watch this new group.
Okay, who are the two new guys we got?
Huberdeau.
Huberdeau?
Yeah,
okay.
Huberdeau is really good. Like he's got over 100 points. with Florida. It's crazy.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch for sure.
Okay.
I think it'll be even better because everyone's going to be like, nah, it won't be the same. You're right, it won't be. It's going to be better.
Okay, who's the other guy then? Huberdeau and...
Oh, man. Other guy that's new?
Yeah, didn't we get 2 guys? I don't know. Like, we lost 2 guys. Didn't we get 2 guys?
We did, and I can't think right now. Oh, my God. It's been so long. I haven't even watched baseball.
Whoa,
that's how busy. I know. That's how busy I am, man. I literally haven't even been able to watch baseball.
Okay.
Barely keeping up with that. I know Judge hit his 60th, or is it 62? I think he's hit already now for home runs in a single season.
Oh, yes.
Insanity.
That New York Yankees guy, Jay.
Yeah. And then Pujols hit his 700th career home run. There's only like 4 other people in the world that have done that in history of baseball, so it's a pretty big deal.
Without the secret sauce?
I don't even give a shit. It's secret sauce it up, son.
All right,
secret sauce.
Hey, what's up with that though? Like, do they test for that now, or?
I think they always sort of did, but
because after that whole debacle with, like McGuire and Bonds,
yeah.
Sammy Sosa, I guess corking his bat on top of
which is stupid because that doesn't even actually help.
Really?
No, MythBusters did a thing on it. It doesn't help you.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what does it actually do?
Well, in theory, it's supposed to help it, but it actually deadens your bat. Like, it absorbs the impact.
So he wanted
to transfer the impact.
He was so good that he needed to give the opponents
I guess,
a handicap.
He was helping out by corking his bat. But honestly, I don't care. In baseball, like, go ahead, do steroids. Everyone's like, oh, that's cheating. I was like, he's not, like, what is he, injecting it into his eye? He still has to hit a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
Well, who
cares? If you don't see power lifters just dominating the sport of baseball as a DH, do you? No, because it's such a skills-based game. Yeah, does muscle help? Sure, but look at Ichiro. The guy's not ripped. He's not 300 pounds of pure muscle. He's a scrawny Japanese dude who absolutely rakes the baseball because it's technique, it's skill. Yeah, it helps, but I mean, you can't inject talent, I guess, basically.
Yeah, all right. I'm all for it too. I just don't know about it enough. I know a lot about I know enough about steroid stuff. I'm just saying I just don't after that whole public debacle in the MLB.
Right.
I would is it closely watched now? Even the Tour de France. After all that with Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, when was the last time you heard about the Tour de France after that?
Right, you're right.
Who gives a shit
I
now?
have no idea now. Yeah,
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people talk about Lance being the one that got suspended, but it was literally the top 75 guys.
Yeah.
After the investigations are done.
Basically everyone.
And now nobody cares. And you know what's funny is about the Mark McGuires, the Sammy Sosas, right? Because that was electric. That everyone was watching baseball.
Yeah.
So is it good for the long run? Should kids do it? No. Should pro athletes who are technically in the entertainment business do it? Yeah.
Right.
Go for it. As long as they're doing it right. Yeah. And then this is the other thing too. I know you've touched on this topic of steroids and stuff, but everyone
seems to be a frequent topic with me. Somehow I segued into that in my last 2 podcasts too.
Weird. Well, hey, the algorithm's going to notice.
Yeah. Next thing you know, I'm just on a steroid webpage or whatever.
But to touch on that, it's
you got something? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Are we still rolling?
Yeah. No.
To touch on it though, it's okay, so if you think it's an unfair advantage and you don't think it's natural, well, a Canadian eating bananas ain't natural either. That shit gets shipped in on a plane from another country. Do you think you naturally have access to that in your region of where you are? And they're like, yeah, but that's different. You're utilizing technology to get you better nutrition. I was like, isn't that the definition of steroids? You understand what your body needs. You create that or obtain it and then enhance yourself.
I think
nutrition is technically steroids.
Okay, I think when you break it down, I think the idea is again. This is my rudimentary concept on this whole thing. It's if you have to use your imagination of if you were a caveman, in a far-fetched way, a caveman could find a banana. Okay,
not in Canada, you can't.
Okay, wherever.
You eat to your region. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you want to take it to a purist level.
Okay, let's say 2 cavemen from some tropical region, they both can get a banana, right?
Okay.
In a far-fetched way, they can both ultimately get protein, some animal.
Yeah.
They can both get plants. They can, they can that can be found. But what a caveman can't do naturally is like infused 10 times the amount of net testosterone into his system, right? It's like you can't just, a caveman can't just grab another caveman's balls, rip him out, and then like squeeze it and then like chug it into his throat and be like, oh, now I have more testosterone. That doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like that, like that's what I'm saying. Like a whole thing has to happen when you got to bind it to an oil, then you got to inject it, and then like that's where I'm like, okay, like if it can't happen kind of naturally,
so hold on,
in a far-fetched like way.
This makes me sound like what you're saying is it's availability. So if we make it available and we stop classifying it as this like deep dark secret, then it'd be like, it's because that's the thing. That's why it has such a stigma, and that's why people are uneducated on how to use it. Oh, by the way, I've never taken juice ever. If I did, that'd be cool, but I haven't.
I thought you were on juice when we were in grade 10.
Right? No, I have not. But I'm not against it either. Like if I was
joking, I didn't think you were on juice in grade 10. But again, Kyle, you matured a bit earlier. Like you were definitely stocky and big. And back then you could like touch the rim too. Like,
oh man, those days are long gone. There's no way. I don't even. I'd probably like fucking throw a hip out if I tried to jump high right now. I don't even think I've done any type of baseball. That's it.
All right.
I haven't even played hockey recently, so.
Okay, you should get back into all that.
I should, yes. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're also super busy because Kyle's also expecting, you know.
I am,
He's going to be a boy.
Yeah, going into fatherhood.
Yeah, so.
Expecting a baby boy, January 12th.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, so that's why you're taking up all your time. Oh, how's Jackie doing?
She's good. Yeah, she's good. She's, she's getting bigger.
Yeah.
She's not a big fan of, walking long distances anymore, that's for sure. But all in all, yeah, she's great. She's been awesome through this whole experience, right? She's been super chill, super relaxed, not very high needs at all. Just
Jackie's funny. She's laid back.
Yeah, it's been great for sure. And I mean, obviously, she's going through way more than I am right now. And it's funny. What did she ask me? She was like, hey, how do you feel about cutting the umbilical cord? And I was just like, I'm pretty okay with it considering what you have to go through. I was like, it's not, I mean, that seems pretty easy. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so out of the loop with that stuff. Like, is that normal? Is the father supposed to come in and?
They can. It's kind of like a ceremonial thing. Yeah. I'm not tying his belly button or anything, but that's a doctor's thing. Yeah.
Aren't you piercing his ear right away too, or whatever?
Yeah. Shit, I don't know. What aren't I allowed to do? I don't know.
I think I saw that on a Family Guy once or something.
I think that was a joke about Puerto Ricans, but yeah.
Yeah, that might have been the one.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Yeah,
right
so
on.
that's super exciting coming in January.
Okay.
I heard big news with you and Jess. That's exciting.
Oh yeah.
You guys are making it official. That's great.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. Jess and I are engaged.
Yeah.
So that's going well right now.
Nice.
Yeah, no, everything there is fantastic right now. The cats are like, they basically call me dad now. So, I don't have kids, but right now, a bunch of cats, and they definitely wake me up every morning to feed them, like the way I guess people have to feed their kids and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean that is a pretty key ingredient to keeping them alive for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Look, right now I'm gonna stop it at here for today. But Kyle's probably gonna join me for many more of these.
Yeah, this is fun, man.
Yeah, exactly. But when we open up the bar podcast, it's gonna come on down for sure. Have some drinks.
Hell
and,
yeah.
Shoot the shit with me.
I want to guest bartend for sure.
Oh,
Make
dude,
it a night.
Oh, dude, I can just bartend.
I'll just go behind the bar. It's fine. Yeah, that'll be a blast.
Yeah. Kyle, we went through all the liquor again.
Yeah. Good at what I do.
Oh, you guys have a great day. Bye, everyone. All right.